Hi, boys and girls. It's time for us to do some math together again. And today we are going to do some more talking about number bonds. And today we're going to be working with number bonds all the way up to the number 9. Take a look at our learning target for the day. The learning target says, I can use partner numbers to make and take apart the number 9. And we will know that you've been successful at that if you can name the parts and the whole, and you can use a number bond to show the parts and the whole. We've been doing a lot of work with number bonds, and I think you're probably getting pretty good at using number bonds now, but we're going to practice each day, and we're starting to have bigger and bigger numbers when we're using number bonds. Yesterday, we also talked about when you use number bonds, they can face different directions. We talked about how number bonds can face this way, and number bonds can face this way, and number bonds can face this way. They can even face this way. Number bonds can face all different directions, and it doesn't change the way the number bond works. You just need to know which circle is the whole group and which circles are the small group. All right, let's dig in and get started. I want to show you some linking cubes. I have this group, and these are going to be my parts. Let's count how many I have in each part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 cubes in this. I'm going to write a 6 on here. If I stand it up, you can't tell how many are there really, but we'll stand it up. And then this has 1, 2, 3. This is going to go over here. So one part is 3, one part is 6. If I combine these together, I need to figure out what is my whole group. What is my whole group now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My whole group is 9. If I take the 9 and I break it apart, my smaller groups can be 3 and 6. 3 and 6 are the parts. 9 is the whole group. All right, I want to show you that with some other sets of linking cubes. So what if I did it this way? What if I took these cubes, and if I put them together, I think you'll see it's the same amount. You can tell that each cube has a partner pair, and so that's how you can tell that they are equal. So we know there are 9 here. So 9 is my whole group. When I break 9 apart in a different way, I can do it like this. Last time my parts were 3 and 6. This time my parts are 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This time my parts are 2 and 7. So 2 and 7 are the parts, but when they combine together to make the whole, 9 is the whole. Put that right here. Let's look at another way we can break 9 apart. What if I do it like this? If you see, I have 9 again. My block tower is the same height. You can tell there's still 9. Each of these rows has the same amount. So if my whole group is 9 and I break it apart differently, I can put 1 over here and the rest over here. Well, let's see how many are in this group over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this part has 8 and this part has 1. So 1 and 8 are the parts. When I break 9 apart, I can have parts that are 1 and 8. I can also take 1 and 8 and put them together, and then my whole group is 9. Okay, let's try another one. What if I did it this way? Again, you can see that they all have the same amount. This new one I put here, this block tower, it still has 9. You can see all of my block towers are the same height. So my new block tower is still 9. So my whole group is 9. But I can break the 9 apart in a different way to get me different number partners. So let's see how many there are this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this time, 4 and 5 are my parts that combine together to make my whole group that is still 9. 9 is my whole number that I can break apart into groups that have 4 and 5 in each part. If you notice something about these different block towers, every time I have more blues, I have less reds. Look at how many reds are here, but now I have a smaller number of reds, a smaller number of reds, and a smaller number of reds. Every time I get more blues, I get less reds. Okay, I'm going to put my cubes away, and I want to show you this picture. You can still keep your book closed. You don't need to open your book yet. This is a picture of the sea, and this is something that's called coral. And I'm going to pretend that my counters are fish that are swimming near the coral. So I'm going to put some of those fish up here, swimming around in the water. We'll put 3 up here. And I'm going to put some of those fish down below, swimming in the water. I'm going to put 6 down here. There's 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 3 fish swimming up top, and I have 6 fish swimming down below. These would represent the parts. 3 on one part, 6 on the other part. And if I slide them all together, now this shows the whole group. I had 3 in one part, I had 6 in another part, and when I push them together, now I have the whole group. This would be like a number bond that was facing this direction. It would be like I had 3 here, right? They were up there. And then I had 6 down here. They were down there. And then I could slide them all together into this part of my number bond, like I did over here. The numbers would look like this. I had 3 here. I had 6 here. Those were my parts. 1 part swimming on top, 1 part swimming on bottom. And now how many are in my whole group? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 fish in my whole group. So that number bond would look like this. And it's okay that the number bond looks like it's facing sideways. Number bonds can face any direction. The thing that's important to remember is what circle is trying to show you the whole group number. Remember, the circle for the whole group number will have 2 lines coming out of it. If you look at just this circle, you will see that this circle has these 2 lines coming out of it. That's how you know this is the whole group number. It has 2 lines because there's 2 parts that combine together to make the whole group. And then if you look over here at these circles, you'll see that each of these circles only has 1 line coming out of it here, and this one only has 1 line coming out of it here. That's how you know those circles represent the parts. Okay, let's do some of this together now. Please open your books to page 244. Page 244. It looks like this. And let's go ahead and take a look at the sample. Now, remember, we always have to start by figuring out what direction is the number bond facing. So if we look at this one, we can see that the number bond is facing the same way as mine. The whole group is here, and these are the parts. Let's start by figuring out how many counters total are there. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So trace this 9. The whole group number is 9. There are 9 counters total. How many red ones and how many yellow ones? Those are the parts. Let's count the red ones. 1, 2, 3. Around the tree, around the tree. That is how you make a 3. There were 3 red ones. Now let's count the yellow ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 6 yellow. Down and around, circle tricks. That is how you make a 6. So in this group, there were 6 yellow, 3 red. The parts were 3 and 6, and the whole group was 9. All right, let's take a look at these submarines. First of all, what direction is that number bond facing? Which circle shows the whole group number? I can tell that this circle shows the whole group number because this circle has 2 lines coming out of it. So let's start by finding out the number of all of the submarines, the total number of the whole group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The whole group number is 9. Magic C, go up and back down the line. That is how you make a 9. So if our whole group number is 9, we need to find out what are the numbers for the parts. One part is the gray submarines. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to write that number. Straight line over and straight line down and a nice big curve halfway around. And then the other part is the number for the yellow submarines. Let's count those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down and over and down once more. That is how you make a 4. All right, so what happened there? I know you probably could go on and do the next one, but I want to show you with my counters because I want you to understand why these numbers work the way they do, not just knowing how to count the gray and the yellow, okay? So we started with 9 total. Okay, here we go. We started with 9 total. So if we count these dots in my number bond, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 was my whole group. And then we took my whole group and split it up into 2 parts, right? Whole, part, part. And so we put some of these in one part and some in the other part. And this part had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this part had 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you take a 9 and split it apart, you can have smaller numbers of 9 and 4. Okay, let's take a look at these lobsters. Let's start by figuring out what is the number of the whole group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Magic C, go up and back down the line. That is how I make a 9. And I knew to put it in this circle because this circle has 2 lines coming out of it. That tells me that this circle is the whole group circle. Okay, now we need to figure out the parts. Whole number is 9. When we break the 9 apart into 2 smaller groups, what are the numbers? Well, one will be the part that is red, the other will be blue. So let's count the red ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Across the sky, then slant the line, makes a 7 every time. And it's okay to cross out and count while you do this. Sometimes crossing out and counting helps us to get the right answer better. Okay, let's count the blues. 1, 2. Make half a heart and give it a shoe. That is how you make a 2. So on this problem, we can see that 7 and 2 are the parts to make the whole, and 9 is the whole. All right, let's go to the next page over, which has the seahorses at the top. And let's go ahead and start by counting the whole group. Okay, so we'll look at the objects. We're counting seahorses. And first, we also have to figure out what direction is the number bond facing. And I can see that this number bond is facing the same way as my number bond because I have the whole group circle here and the parts over here. And this number bond also has the whole group circle here and the parts over here. Let's start by counting the number for the whole group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 seahorses in the whole group. Magic C, go up and back down the line. That is how you make a 9. Now we need to look at the 2 parts. If we take 9 and break it apart into 2 smaller groups, we have the yellow group. Count those with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make an S and close up the gate. That is how you make an 8. And then we have the green, which is 1. Straight line down, and now you're done. That is how you make a 1. So 8 and 1 are the parts to make the whole. And the whole group number is 9. All right, now we have some frog faces. Let's count the number for the whole group. And look at the number bond. What way is the number bond facing? It's still the same way as this. The whole group number is on this side with the parts over here. And mine has the whole group number on this side also with the parts over here. So let's figure out the whole group number of the frogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Magic C, go up and back down the line. That is how you make a 9. Okay, so if we take the 9 and split it into 2 smaller groups, one part is going to be the purple group. Let's count the purple group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down and around, circle tricks. That is how you make a 6. And the other part is the pink. 1, 2, 3. Around the tree, around the tree. That is how you make a 3. So for this one, 6 and 3 are the parts to make the whole. And 9 is the whole. So let's look at that on my number bond. If I have 3 here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. These are the parts, just like this. 6 here, 3 here. 6 here, 3 here. And when I put them all together, the whole group makes 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 can be broken apart to have one part with 3 and the other part with 6. 3 and 6 are the parts to make the whole, and 9 is the whole. Let's look at the treasure chests. All right, let's start by looking at the number bond. What way is it facing? Where is the whole group circle? Well, I can see this time they flipped the number bond around. The whole group circle is over here. I know this one is the whole group circle because it has 2 lines going into it. So this is the whole group circle, and these are the parts. That means that number bond is facing this way. It has the whole group circle over here and the parts over here, and that's okay. You can turn number bonds around any direction. So let's do this one, and let's start by figuring out how many treasure chests are there in the whole group. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 treasure chests in the whole group. So remember, this time the whole group number is right here. Magic C, go up and back down the line. That is how you make a 9. And then we need to figure out the parts. One part will be the open chests, and the other part will be the closed ones. Let's start by counting the open ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down and over and down once more. That is how you make a 4. Now let's finish by counting the closed ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straight line over and straight line down and a nice big curve halfway around. So for this one, 4 and 5 are the parts that combine to make the whole, and 9 is the whole group. All right, let's take a look at the other side here. So in this one, we're going to need some crayons. Let me get my crayons out. Okay, and we are going to need the color yellow and the color green. So I found my yellow and my green. Take a look at the labels on the side where it has the name of the color, and make sure you find a true yellow and a true green. Okay? So if you look, first of all, let's figure out what direction is the number bond facing. What circle shows the whole group? I can see that this circle shows the whole group because it has the 2 lines coming from this circle. So this is where we will put the number for the whole group. I'm going to turn my number bond around this way so it's facing the same direction. Let's start by figuring out what number is the whole group here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 fish in the fish tank. Let's write that number down. Magic C, go up and back down the line. That is how we make a 9. Now, the instructions tell us, I think it might tell us actually to do orange and yellow. That's okay, I got green now. I'll switch it because the instructions do say orange and yellow. Okay, sorry about that. We actually need orange and yellow. Orange and yellow. Okay, so it says we're supposed to color the fish to show that we have more orange fish than yellow fish. Color the fish to show that we have more orange fish than yellow fish. So I'll start by coloring, I'll just color 1 yellow. If I need to have more orange, I'll make just 1 fish yellow. And on my number bond, I want to make sure I show that part. There's 1 yellow. I could even make this yellow so I remember that's the yellow part. And now the rest of my fish are going to be orange. So I don't want to spend a lot of time coloring the fish right now. So I'm just going to kind of shade them in a little bit because I want to keep moving with math. So I'm not going to be super careful to stay in the lines, and I'm not going to be super careful to make sure I color every single white part of the fish. So when you've colored the rest of your fish orange, let's count how many of the fish are orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the fish are orange. So let's represent that on our number bond. Make an S and close up the gate. That is how you make an 8. And just for fun, I'll color that part a little bit orange. So for this problem, the parts are 8 and 1, and they combine together to make the whole group. And the whole group is 9. Okay, let's take a look at this one again. Now it's the same problem on the bottom, but they want us to show different numbers. Okay, so we have the same group of fish. How many are in this fish tank? It's the same as before. There are 9 fish in the fish tank. So make magic C, up and back down the line. That is how you make a 9. And it still says we want to have more orange fish than yellow fish. We want the number of orange fish to be greater than the number of yellow fish. So this time, let's make 2 yellow fish. Let's make 2 yellow fish, and let's fill that in on our number bond. 1 part will be 2, so make half a heart and give it a shoe. That is how you make a 2. So 1 part of our number bond is going to be a 2. And then let's color the rest of the fish in orange. And then we will see what is the number for the other part of our number bond. If we had 9 fish in the whole group and we broke it apart into 2 smaller groups, one group had 2. What did the other group have? The other group had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Across the sky, then slant the line makes a 7. every time. I'll give it a little bit of orange just for fun. So for this problem, we had 9 fish total in the fish tank. Our whole group number was 9. But if we break that apart, we have 2 smaller groups. Our parts are 7 and 2. Now, I want to show you the practice pages. We're going to do one problem together, and the rest you'll be doing on your own. So just follow along with me on how the instructions work, and then we'll do one problem together. So you can see this one is already done for you. They counted the whole group was 9 and figured out there were 7 red and 2 yellow. Those were the parts. 7 and 2 were the parts. 9 was the whole group. Make sure that you're always trying to figure out what direction is my number bond facing. Then once you know that, you can figure out what is the whole group number and what are the parts. So for this, again, look at the number bond. What direction is it facing? Figure out the whole group number, and then figure out the parts. For this one, the parts would be the purple number and the orange number. Okay, again, I can see the whole group number of dolphins would go here. And then your 2 parts, you'd have 1 part with playing with the ball and 1 part playing with the hoop. This one I want to do together so we can make sure we are following the instructions together. So this one actually says to use red and purple. So let's get out red and purple. Okay, so we're going to do this problem in a similar way. We need to figure out how many fish are in the whole group. I can see that this circle is the whole group circle. So let's count the fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fish are in the whole group. So make a magic C. Go up and back down the line. That is how you make a 9. Now this time they want us to have fewer red fish than purple fish. That means they want the number of purple fish to be the greater number. So I'll start with my red. I'm going to do 4 reds. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to write that number for one of the parts, down and over and down once more. That is how I make a 4. I'm going to color it red just for fun because that represents my red fish. Okay, and now the rest of my fish I'm going to make purple. So I'll color those in. So this is the other part. The whole group was 9 fish in the whole group. Then we break it apart into 2 smaller groups, and we find out there are 4 red and how many purple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straight line over and straight line down and a nice big curve halfway around. I'll just give my 5 some purple so that I remember that represents my purple fish. So for this problem, 5 and 4 are the parts, the smaller parts, the smaller groups that can go together to make the whole group. And the whole group was 9. You're doing so good with your number bonds. I'm hoping that you are able to name the parts and the whole, and that you can use a number bond to show that. That was our success criteria for today. I would like you to finish this page by yourself, and then I want you to show it to me when you are all done. All right, boys and girls, have a great day, and I will see you next time.